Good afternoon. I can't tell you what an honor and a privilege it is to be here with you today. But first, I'd like to talk to the audience, if I may. So for a show of hands, how many of you out there are looking forward to graduation? All right, a few of you. Well, picture this. You've just graduated college and you've landed your dream job. Everything you have worked for is now within reach. Now, imagine you have a disability, and that affects your sight, hearing, or mobility. And when the opportunity is presented for a promotion, you're overlooked and your ideas are downplayed and dismissed. Now, think about how that makes you feel. Well, think about how this could impact creativity, productivity, and even the bottom line. Companies that embrace disability inclusion see 2 times more economic profit than their peers, according to Forbes. My name is Zach Damon. I'm the founder and director of Ann Arbor Tonight, a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to expanding the talent pipeline for inclusive media arts in Ann Arbor. At the heart of our mission is creating opportunities for individuals of all abilities to learn the fundamentals of media production, to gain hands-on and technical experience, and to advocate for greater accessibility across Michigan's arts and entertainment sectors. Through my work in public speaking and media, I've seen firsthand how true inclusion and diversity are an innovator for success. You see, planning for inclusion isn't just the right thing to do, it's the smart thing to do. It's a powerful business strategy that drives innovation, that drives market reach, that drives talent retention, and of course, problem solving. I want to talk about 4 key ways inclusion increases the bottom line. First, it fosters innovation. Diverse teams are 19% more, they produce 19% more revenue, according to the Boston Consulting Group. What does this mean? This means that different perspectives fuel creativity and problem solving. You know, a good example of this is Google's Project Aristotle, a project aimed to identify patterns and behaviors within teams that actually led to high performance. And they found that diverse teams were more likely to be effective and innovative. You know, I can tell you, as somebody who worked in the media industry, I had given great ideas and they were actually used, but I was not valued enough as an employee or as a person to be given credit for them. Next, I want to talk about how inclusion expands market reach. 75% of shoppers said they are more likely to purchase from a company that knows their name and their purchase history, according to Forbes. Now, what does this mean in terms of the real-world impact? Well, Nike's diverse marketing strategies led to a 31% sales increase when they were using inclusive campaigns, according to the Digital Marketing Institute. And one example that I really like to give is when Nike was advertising during the Paralympic Games. They actually had an article that was titled, "The Fierce Drive to Win." And this ad campaign focused on the Paralympians' idea of how they defy that participation alone is enough. It's not. They need to emphasize their fierce drive to win as well. Because with the Paralympic ad, Nike focused on the universal drive to win. And it's a theme that resonates with athletes of all abilities. Inclusion also increases talent retention. So what does this mean? Well, employees in inclusive workplaces are 5.4 times likely to stay. So what's the main point here then? The main point here is less turnover equals millions of dollars saved for all corporate entities. That means in training, but also in hiring. Inclusion also increases problem solving. Cognitively diverse teams solve problems faster, and according to the Harvard Business Review, 30% faster. An example of this is hiring Jason Benetti of Bally Sports Detroit. You see, Jason Benetti is the play-by-play announcer for the Detroit Tigers and one of my favorite broadcasters. Now, this diverse hiring has led to not only more improved broadcasts, but also very engaging content. Now, let me also talk about, more importantly, what Hollywood is doing in their inclusive efforts. So I want to talk about the role of production access coordinators. Now, I was reading an article in The Wrap recently, and it was titled, Hollywood's Disability Coordinators Streamline Production and Access. And it was talking about that new position in Hollywood. Now, of course, I've been around for a minute, and I remember before there were production access coordinators. And I remember stages and sets and different locations being extremely difficult to navigate for those with disabilities. Well, production access coordinators help ensure accessibility for the cast and, most importantly, the backbone of any media production, its crew. They reduce production costs and increase efficiency. They boost the representation of disabled professionals. In conclusion, the key takeaway here is inclusion is not an expense. It's an investment that leads to higher profits. It leads to innovation. It leads to a stronger workforce. It's a powerful business strategy that drives innovation, market reach, talent retention, and problem solving. I want to challenge you as an individual today. I want to challenge a business owner, and I want to challenge a person in the workforce to make diversity a strategic priority. The data speaks for itself. A diverse workforce is not just a reflection of the world, it is the key to shaping a better and more profitable future. Thank you.